I was paying way too much for cell service. If it's even called cell service. I don't know. Am I an old man calling it cell service? Cellular phone service. Man! This was my negotiations with Verizon Wireless after 12 false charges to my account. I was receiving cell service, actually still am. I was also receiving Wi-Fi service to my laptop that I could take wherever I want and have my own internet. I was paying $20 a month for the service. Come January 1st, roundabout, I stopped receiving this service, 2024. I stopped receiving this service. I went into a Verizon store January 20th and asked them to discontinue the service, take the charge off my account, and discontinue charging me for the service that I no longer want. That was January 2024. Well, I just finally called them again here in December. It was in December of 2024 after 12 invalid charges that I actually paid because I didn't follow through and I just didn't check my own homework. So that's on me. Anyways, $20 a month for the service. Sorry, I'll stop doing that, bouncing the camera around. $20 a month for the service and $1.42 in taxes and fees. When I called Verizon, I give my whole diatribe to the first operator I talked to, and they say, "Great, let me transfer you to the department that you want." So I retribe my diatribe, and I say it all over again to the next, what was her name? Jav, I think was her name. She was really cool. The next operator was really cool, very helpful, pleasant to have done business with, quite honestly. And she conducted herself just the way that Verizon wanted her to. She was biased. She was partial, but that's her job. I understood it. We had a kind of unspoken agreement between the two of us. Anyways, so 12 months of $20. I said I wouldn't do that. 12 months of $20 per service charge and $1.42 of taxes and fees. What did that come out to? I think it was $259 and change. Well, we calculate these things out while I'm on the phone. And she says, as she's supposed to do, "Well, Mr. Hyder, Verizon would happily take 50% responsibility for this. Mind you, just for the service charge. So $240 was the excessive service charge, and Verizon wanted to take responsibility for 50%, so essentially wanted to reimburse me $120. No. No, never accept the first offer. Never accept the first offer. Say it with me. Follow the bouncing ball. Never accept the first offer. Oh my goodness. I had to. Granted, I knew she was doing what she's supposed to do, what she's trained to do, but I had to ask her to reiterate that. Would you please explain that to me again? Verizon's offering to pay 50% of what they've charged me, overcharged me. And I could hear it in her voice. Her voice was saying, "Yeah, I understand that's stupid, but this is the script I have to say." So she was really nice. If you ever watch this, I doubt you ever will, but you're really nice. So we did come out to, the total was $259 and some change, like 63 cents, with all the taxes and fees included. So I asked her, after that first offer of $120, I asked her, why does Verizon not want to make me whole? Whole is the principal word there, meaning pay everything. Pay everything that I've paid. Because, and I said, I wouldn't have accrued these taxes and fees had these false charges not been charged to my account. Right? That's where it all starts. So, where am I going here? The next offer was to pay the $259 and I think it was 63 cents, 64 cents, something like that. Again, don't accept the second offer. Don't accept anything that's not good enough to compensate you for your time. Anyways, so the next offer, the second offer, was for the $259 and change. No, not accepting it, because at this time my phone had actually been turned off because I didn't pay. I didn't pay because I was disputing the bill. Not disputing, conditionally accepting. Conditionally accepting. That way, if there's no dispute, the courts have no jurisdiction. If I'm conditionally accepting, I'm just asking for accountability. That's all. I accept this bill. I accept this charge, so long as you can verify that it is accurate and truthful. So, no to the second offer. Phone was turned off. I was accruing a fee, a reinstatement fee or something like that. So no, that was another $20. Now the kitty's bouncing the phone. That's not my fault. I'm not going to hurt a cat. Especially this one. She's got sharp claws. She ain't afraid to use them, huh? And her kitten teeth never did fall out. And they're still very sharp. Hi, Willow. Hi, little girl. So, $259 and change, rejected. So again, I asked her, how about Verizon waive the fees that I'm going to accrue for getting my service turned back on? She agreed. That's reasonable. So on we went. Okay, so $259 and change, plus the waiving of the fees. But that still isn't good enough. That was my offer that they accepted. Again, dust floating by. I'm not crazy. I am, but I'm not that crazy. Not that kind of crazy. So the third offer was mine. They accepted it, but again, that's not good enough. So the fourth and, I suppose, final offer, which I could have gone further. But I didn't. I just wanted the win. Verizon's not my big fish. So the fourth and final offer was, okay, Verizon, now that we've made me whole as far as the numbers go that I have paid out, how about you reimburse me for the capital that I was not allowed to use and allocate at my discretion for the last 12 months? Right? So as this number was increasing up to $260, let's say it, I was not able to use that $260 over the last 12 months. Be it 130 at 6 months, whatever, I don't care. I wasn't able to use it, right? This was allocated to Verizon to use, and for them to have essentially made a profit from. So I asked them, and again, I was being very nice, because I really had them by the balls. When I went in there January 20th, I talked to somebody on the phone, and I set the contract, was what I did. And Verizon did not dispute the contract, therefore they accepted. And it was something outrageous, like I'm charging $10,000 a month for each day, or $10,000 a day for each day I'm not provided service that I've paid for, or that I'm entitled. I forget exactly how I said it, but I set the contract to where I was going to get paid for every single day that I didn't get service from Verizon, especially when I have this credit to my account. So I could have taken it to them, but that would have been a lot more work for me. It would have been months and months of litigious practice, really. Sorry, that's the kitty. That's definitely the kitty. She's jumping, being crazy. I didn't want to go through all that. I have already got something on my plate, so I'll finish this one out. Fourth and final offer was waive I think it was $20 to reinstate my cell service, my old man cell service. So I asked for, and she actually gave me $30, so another $10 or whatever. I asked for another $30 on top of that. So essentially I got paid $40 to have loaned Verizon $260 over the year. I haven't done the math on that. I don't know what the return is on that. Something like 20%-ish? What is that? I have no idea. Shoot, no, it's got to be more than 20%. 23%? Is that? I don't know. Okay. This head's not doing math right now. Sorry. Something like a 23% return, though. I think. Could be totally wrong. But I'm fine with that, quite honestly. And that brings me to my next point at 10 minutes. So, months and months and months ago, I'm going to need to link the video in the description. I did a video talking about where I went fishing and I forgot my terminal tackle. I took my kayak, I loaded it up in the truck, I took my fins, I took everything that I needed except for my terminal tackle, being the tackle that I tie to the fishing line and proceed to give to the fish. That was pretty devastating. But it turned out to be a great day. There was kids jumping from the bridge. I got to hang out with them. They were young little kids. They made me feel really young. It was really weird, but it was great. I didn't do anything. Anyways, what else? That day I found terminal tackle. As I was at the bridge, I was combing the bridge, looking for snags, looking for tackle that people had lost. And I found what I needed, and I sank it down, and I caught a fish. Pretty awesome. But the update is, before I found that tackle and caught the fish, just after I'd gotten in the water. Oh man, I did have one piece of terminal tackle. I did bring one lure that was tied onto, I think it was 4 rods that I brought. Four setups, and I had one thing tied on. So I was able to use one thing. And as I'm using that, here's the update. California Department of Fish and Wildlife rolls up on me. Man, they were stealthy too. I gotta hand it to them. They were stealthy. I usually have pretty good situational awareness, but they were on me, like out of nowhere. I'm in a friggin' canal. I don't know. Whatever. So, they got on me, and they asked me to talk, so, sure, let's talk. They proceed to ask me for a fishing license. Ooh, and here's where it gets juicy. Here's where it gets good. I know what I'm doing. I have studied how to navigate the public and private realms of this world. Realms? I don't play video games. I'm sorry, I don't know where realms came from, but Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know. I don't have D&G on the brain. But the public and private world, I know how to navigate these things. Pretty well. I mean, I'm not saying I'm some expert or anything, but I've studied more than most. I understand these boundaries, and I know how to walk these lines. I understand how to control contracts. I know how to set contracts. I know words. I know legal definitions. These things I do know, and I'm pretty damn confident in that, and I will sound arrogant. I don't give a shit. So, these presumed department agents roll up on me and ask me to talk, and I capitulate. Let's talk. They then ask me for a license. I then ask them for their credentials, like I always do. Current government-issued photo identification, proof of surety bond, and a signed oath of office. These 3 things combined are what prove a claimant's occupation. The photo ID to show that, yes, this is indeed the person, legally speaking, that I'm talking to. The oath of office to show that, yes, they do hold the office that they claim. And the surety bond to show that they are insured against violating human and civil rights, which is, again, a requirement. So, they didn't have any of these. One guy did produce, and I don't remember if it was photo ID or not, but he produced something. Wasn't good enough. That doesn't cut the mustard. So right there, they're still just presumed state agents. I have not verified their occupation or identity or insurance. Still, to this day, have not verified it. I then go to ask them, how are you addressing me, as a man or as a person? They didn't know, like I was really hoping, they didn't know the definitions. So allow me to explain and set these definitions, to establish these definitions right now on the water during this incident. So it's exactly what I did. I explained the definition of natural man using Black's Law Dictionary, and I explained the definition of person using 26 U.S. Code 7701, subsection 1A. Is it? No, it's A1, 1A, A1. It's A1. 7701, A1. That is the definition of a person. So I explained the definition of a natural man being a human being, and I explained the definition of a person being an individual, a trust, an estate, a partnership, an association, a company, or a corporation. I explained these things on the water. I gave them the definitions, and I gave them the option. Now, how are you addressing me? Here's where it gets even juicier. This guy said, I'm addressing you as an individual, as a person, seconds after I had just established that those are statutory entities. Statutory entities. Meaning that the state granted them existence. My existence was not granted of the state. In fact, the state was granted existence of the people, from the people. So, given that, I asked him that question, I gave him the definitions to choose from, so he established those. He chose the definition. He chose the right one. He chose the only one he could. Yet, still gave me a citation, which is technically an offer. That's an offer to hold them accountable. This is their claim, right? This is the state's claim, their citation. That's an offer. Hold us accountable to our claim, Mr. Hyder. Here you go. So, I'm doing exactly that. I'm not going to speak too much on it, because it is an open case, but I did go to the courts, and I did ask the clerk for a subpoena. And I got that subpoena, and I'm going to be giving that subpoena to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Yeah, get ready, bitches. So this subpoena, oh shoot, it's over there. It does say, this is the same tool that the state uses to intimidate us as natural men. So I'm using that same tool with the same verbiage and wording, and I'm using it to the state. I'm using it to intimidate the state. Now, it does say that these questions have to be answered. They have to be addressed. Or else that department will face fines and or jail time. The same threats of fines and jail time I am giving to the state. Do you know what this feels like? Oh, I love it! The adrenaline got to me. I will calm down. It does feel good, though. It does feel incredibly amazing. Now, nothing has happened yet, but I have been taking these last few days, and I've been writing up some really damning questions, and using explanations and case law to put the nails in their coffin. Now, what I think is going to happen, I think they're going to ignore it. Even though there's jail time and fines going to be threatened, I think they're just going to ignore it. They're going to test me. They're going to say, "Who is this guy? Get this out of here." And they're going to ignore it. They're not going to address my questions. They're going to, what I'm presuming they're going to do is just drop the case, hoping that I will go away, hoping that will take the flame out of my match. Too late. That match has been struck. That flame has already engulfed the match. So, what I think is going to happen is they're going to drop the case, hoping I'm going to go away. I'm not going to go away. Hell no, I'm not going to go away. I will hold their feet to the fire. I will stand on my square. I will continue to ask them those questions, and I will continue to hold the court's feet to the fire. Because it's now going to be the court's duty to address that subpoena and to hold their feet to the fire, like I said. So, if the Department of Fish and Wildlife, yes, it's not Fish and Game, it's Fish and Game Code, Fish and Game Wildlife is the department. Oh, it gets confusing that way. So, once I give the subpoena to Fish and Game, Fish and Wildlife, then it's pretty much up to the courts to, what's the word, to push it, to make sure that they do answer it. If they don't, which I'm assuming they're not going to, then I have to say, "Hey, courts, what's up?" I gave them 15 days, reasonable time to answer these questions. They never did. What are you doing now? Why are you sleeping on the job? Whose feet do I need to hold to the fire here? So that's what I assume is going to happen. And I will not stop. I will not stop. The reason I will not stop is because I need to set legal precedent. I am now the plaintiff. So this is my courtroom now. I own this courtroom. I am the plaintiff. That's Supreme Court case law. That the plaintiff owns the courtroom. It's also jurisprudence. I don't have the in front of me, but whatever. Just trust me. I'm so excited about this. So I'm going to set legal precedent that I don't need a hunting or fishing license. This will also help me to go to, say, the DMV and say, hey, DMV, given these legal definitions, how do you presume that I need a driver's license? And I'll have this case law to back me up. It'll be similar, won't be the same, but it'll be similar, and I will be able to use it. It'll help my other case. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm buying back my liberty with my sweat and my sweat equity. I'm buying back my liberty to do what I want, to have the big brother man off my back. And if they do, after all this is said and done, and I've set some kind of legal precedence, Hyder versus State of California or something like that. Ooh, excuse me. And I've got this on record. If they do come and even bother me, oh man, they will have hell to pay. They will have hell to pay, because every second of my life is priceless. And if they take any seconds of my life, they're going to be paying for it. We've already gone through this. It's a settled matter. Anyways, God, I feel like I could ramble on about this for hours. I'm so excited. I will keep the channel posted. I will keep you updated. I need to get this in. It's the 4th. I need to get this in the next 3 days. So I'm still on just rough draft. I still have to fill out the subpoena. The official form is a little intimidating. All the lines and boxes. I don't have a case number. Do I just submit it without a case number? I don't know. I do have my attorney buddy that I'm going to go talk to tomorrow to help me guide along with this. But this is the learning curve. It may go completely bad. Who knows? I'll keep you updated, though. I do promise. Thank you for watching. I never did do my intro. This is the Financial Logistician. I'm your host, All-Nighter Hyder! And seems like I'm on drugs. I am on drugs. It's called adrenaline. Anyways, thanks for watching. Invest accordingly.